England, a land of history, opportunity, and dreams. For centuries, it's been a top destination for immigrants from all over the world. But now, something's changing. The UK is experiencing an unprecedented exodus. Immigrants are leaving in record numbers, and it's happening right before our eyes. But why? What's driving people to pack up and head back to their home countries, or elsewhere? Today, we're diving deep into the real reasons behind this migration trend. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Stick with us till the end because the truth might just shock you. Number 1. The cost of living. Make the price of survival. What you pay for eating and transportation. The price of survival. First off, let's talk about something that affects everyone. The cost of living. Over the past few years, England has seen a surge in prices across the board. Housing is a big one. Prices in London and other major cities have skyrocketed, pushing many immigrants who were already struggling to make ends meet to reconsider their futures here. The average house price in UK has crossed £290,000, and for London, while you are looking at over £500,000 just to get your foot in the door. So if you're an immigrant trying to get started, that dream of owning a home might feel impossible. For many, renting isn't much better. Monthly rents in London have surged to an average of £2,000 a month, and in other cities like Manchester, Birmingham, and Bristol, rents have risen by 10–15% in just the past year alone. How do you juggle rising rent, bills, and a family on a modest salary? Number 2. Inflation. A burden too heavy to bear. Then there's the inflation crisis. Grocery prices have surged by a staggering 13% in just the past 12 months. Simple items like bread, milk, and eggs are now a luxury for many. If you're an immigrant working a low-income job, stretching your paycheck just became a game of survival. And don't get me started on gas and energy bills. The UK has one of the highest energy prices in Europe, and with the cost of petrol soaring, traveling to work, taking the kids to school, or simply running errands is becoming unaffordable. Imagine trying to provide for your family in this environment. It's no wonder many are reconsidering whether it's worth staying in a country where basic necessities are increasingly out of reach. Number 3. Political climate. A shift in national mood. Now, let's talk about the political climate. In recent years, we've seen rising hostility towards immigrants in some areas of British society. From heated debates over Brexit to discussions around national identity, there's been a growing sense that the UK is turning away from its multicultural roots. For many immigrants, the idea of feeling unwelcome or marginalized has become a hard pill to swallow. The UK's immigration policies have also become more stringent. Long-term residents are finding it increasingly difficult to renew visas, and the government has been tightening immigration controls in response to public pressure. If you're living in constant uncertainty about your right to stay, would you stick around? Number 4. The impact of COVID-19. Metaverse. A double-edged sword. COVID-19 was a game-changer for the world. The UK, like much of the globe, faced massive lockdowns and economic turmoil. For many immigrants, the pandemic meant job losses, uncertain futures, and increased stress. Many industries, especially hospitality, retail, and tourism, saw huge cuts, and the jobs that immigrants often fill were the first to go. While the UK government introduced furlough schemes, they were not always enough to support everyone, particularly those who weren't on a permanent work contract. Add to that the mental health toll the pandemic took, and it's no surprise that many immigrants decided it was time to leave the stress behind. Number 5. Education and the dream of a better future. Another reason immigrants are leaving the UK might surprise you: education. For many families, the hope of a better future for their children is a huge motivator for migration. However, rising tuition fees and the lack of affordable educational opportunities are driving some to reconsider. The UK has some of the best universities in the world, but for those who are not eligible for financial aid, the cost of studying can be prohibitive. And it's not just university fees. The cost of childcare and the overall education system are starting to feel out of reach for many working-class families. Number 6. A glimmer of hope. New beginnings. But here's the silver lining. Despite these challenges, many immigrants are finding new hope in their home countries, or in other nations with better prospects. Portugal, Germany, Canada, and Australia are seeing a rise in immigration numbers as they offer more welcoming policies, better opportunities, and more affordable living. For some, going back home isn't a failure, it's a chance to rebuild and reclaim their dreams. And for others, it's about finding a fresh start where they can thrive without constantly battling to survive. Whatever the reason, be it high costs, political climate, or the search for a better future, the story of immigrants leaving England is a tale of resilience. It's about the pursuit of a better life, and while some are leaving, others are finding new paths. The UK may have lost some, but the world is vast, and new beginnings are always on the horizon. So, what do you think? Are we witnessing the end of an era for immigration in the UK? Or is it just a temporary setback? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking discussions. And remember, no matter where you go, a new chapter always awaits.